Scared Spliff podcast.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
I was gonna say that and I'm not trying to make this, whoa, look, this is such an intricate thing, but I didn't just throw this all together like some kid, who was like 17 or whatever, and like, oh, it's just weed, throw it in the bottle. Okay, here we go. This is my stash. I'm bringing with me to my buddies and stuff. And smoke it up. I brought this after I literally very carefully and meticulously picked out which ones to smoke and put them in here based off of the course of the night and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I did that on purpose so that I would be in the right state of mind throughout this entire thing. It's it's not just something to smoke and get high on and be all goofy, funny, haha. And it's something that I benefit from, and I have to be very careful with it as someone who doses, quote unquote, as I guess they would call it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be smoke weed every day, if you're gonna be living by that anthem and shit, it's totally fine.
I do smoke weed every day, but it's for medicinal purposes.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not trying to say I'm doing it's not trying to have an alibi or anything. And be I'm legal,
like Aunt Bam from Tyler Perry.
Yeah. What's up, Tyler Perry?
I'm legal.
Cassie Davis, you're hilarious.
Yeah, but
that's all there is to it. She's just really funny.
But I mean, it's just literally some people it does fucking help, the same as some people need their morning coffee, and I've met a handful of people fucking that's I need to go get my coffee. I can't function without my coffee. And it's dude, what the fuck, dude? I drank coffee and it made me take a shit. I don't like that experience of having to take a shit after drinking caffeine in the morning. Yeah. But marijuana is it helps you a lot. It helps your muscles. It helps you relax. If you fucking get some water leaves and you put it in some alcohol, and you rub that on your on your muscles, it's really good, relaxing. It helps a lot. It's a lot of really good purposes. The Declaration of Independence is made out of hemp, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Smoke that shit.
Whip that shit up.
Yeah,
Google that, bitch.
Yeah, but I don't know unless I'm wrong. Am I wrong? No, I'm wrong.
Absolutely not.
No, anybody?
I don't remember. But either way,
my grandson.
Your point is not by any stretch.
Yeah, because I like the idea that now certain individuals could go to dispensaries without a without a recommendation.
I smoked that for a handful, at least, if not two, of reasons that I would be on a handful, at least, if not two, of medications for, along with other medications to counteract certain side effects that I would be experiencing from those medications. So if I'm getting everything that I could possibly be getting from all those medications from this one medication, why would I want to go through that financial horrendous experience?
Yes.
I'm gonna say
let alone testing every single one of them out one by one, seeing which ones work best with each other.
The whole thing is a money scam.
Honestly, all I need is this and maybe a therapist.
Yeah,
and someone to talk to once a month.
It's so fucking weird.
I'll ask you what you think about your own thoughts while you lay on a couch. If you want. I love
that. I love that. I'll play.
Yeah, this one works. If you would want me to do the thing.
I want to make videos of that.
No wrong answers. For being a listener. That's what I don't know how to be a therapist, but I can be a listener.
I agree with that because personally, I don't go to the doctor. I haven't gone to the doctor, and I don't plan on going to the doctor any fucking time soon. And the last time I went to the doctor, I told the doctor that I had stomach problems. He fucking asked to see my dick, touched it, and was just staring at it, and I was just like, dude, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. For no damn reason, and I'm just like, this is what my Medicare is,
Wait, it was a medical. Was it a medical doctor?
Yeah, it was a doctor.
It wasn't like a therapist. I don't know why I got that.
Yeah, and then I was just like, dude, it was really weird because the curtains were open and of the building. But it had those tinted windows to where you could see the outside, but the outside can't see you. Mm-hmm. But it's still, dude, my dick is hanging out. Some old guy's has it in his hand, and I came here for stomach problems. what the fuck?
What did it just turn into?
They did that to me too. I don't remember exactly.
Quickly. What has happened?
I saw the whole thing.
And I was like, oh my fucking god, dude, like, I'm never coming to the doctor again, and, like, fuck that
like
shit,
you
dude.
come in for a bruise on your head and they suck your cock and you're like, wait, what? What building is?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not saying
happening?
don't go to the doctor because you're gonna get your hand, your cock grabbed or anything, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you will, but
yeah, but I mean, I'm saying
sometimes it's to be expected.
yeah, but I'm saying like they do certain things that are not necessary that your insurance is paying for, not even your insurance, but that you are paying for, that your insurance has to fucking cover. And I really don't know like the gist of all that stuff because I'm a shitty ass adult. But like from seeing my parents having to deal with certain things and having to hear them complaining and getting older and still not getting help and everything, like it's just really a pain in the ass to even consider trying to deal with it and everything. So that's why it's better to just take care of yourself. You know, try to eat as healthy as you possibly can.
Yeah.
You know, if you like junk food, that's fine. But you know, go out for a walk. You know, like, you know. I've seen, Bird Bear's posts sometimes on Facebook that he says, like, naps are good, and you know what, like, I don't disagree, like, a nap does sound good once in a while, you know?
And it can do a lot of,
I mean, like,
especially if it's actually the right amount of time. And
yeah,
stuff
like,
that.
personally, I'm not a napper myself, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not, but, like, I do see how it could benefit other people, like, because I try to stay a lot, like, busy a lot, like, I don't really have a social life to where, like, I like to go to parties or anything, because I think I don't like them. I like to stay active and, like, by doing work and working with Brandon, and, he's basically, like, my bitch, No, but
that we love.
We love each other, like, we fuck each other with art and creativity.
That's what happened. A perfect example of like like a brotherly kind of like ribbing of sorts. Like we didn't. He knows you didn't mean anything by that or anything.
No, yeah, totally.
Just to bring it again full fucking circle to like what we were talking about at the very beginning of this whole experience so far.
Yeah, because I mean like, it just depends on the people. Depends on the person.
You gotta understand the level of personal understanding, I guess.
Yeah.
To not be able to put it any better in my stone state of mind.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's also people out there that really, like, literally don't give a shit. I know certain people, someone that I'm not gonna say his name, but he look like catfish. Let's say that. And yeah, whatever, dude. Fuck you. Anyways, like, God fucking damn it, I'm not gonna end it. I'm not gonna hear the end of this shit. Anyways, yeah, some people just, like to, and like some people enjoy being mean, and it's okay, because, like, that's the choice that they decided to be, and we really can't change people. You have to just accept them the way they are, and just hope that they, that they know what they're doing, and if they don't, then fuck it, dude, it's as simple as, like, there's the fucking door, then let the door hit you in the fucking ass, like, that's fucking simple.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't like it, you could leave, Nobody holds anybody against their will to do anything, and, like, as much as you could hate somebody, you could love them as much as,
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, every single individual that's in my life personally, like, they're beautiful or whatever they're doing, And to touch on the subject about, marijuana, it's like, I love the fact how Northern California is so free about it, so understanding about it, and most importantly of all, so fucking respectful and so fucking mature about it.
Yeah.
Extremely mature about it. Like, it's just like, dude, like, you go over there and you're like, I smoke weed. It's like, so? Like, I like to fart too. Like, what the fuck is name?
Yeah, dude.
Like, so.
I ain't gonna bond with you about no herb.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, and like, and they've really been people that have shown me, like, a bunch of love and respect, and I've learned a lot from them just by looking at them. Everybody's like extremely creative and extremely just, like, full of life and shit, and whatever it is they do, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's, like, mostly music, like, I've been, like, blessed to fucking be surrounded by musicians and shit, and that's the way I've, like, been encountering the world throughout the past couple of years and shit, and just meeting awesome individuals, and you know, throughout the Paso, you know, like but as far as like anything like that, like just like anybody's around Willits area, you know, Scott, you know, Willits Garden Supply, you know, get your shit from there, you know, he's the man, verbal abuse, yeah,
verbal abuse.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, just like certain areas have to be equally the same and be respectfully the same towards a bunch of different shit. And it just sucks that California as a state is divided in so many different ways, and it's just really fucking stupid how Southern California itself is not the same as any other. But it's not to say that it's ugly or that it's not unique or that it's not awesome, because Southern California is beautiful, it's amazing, and it's gnar as fuck. You know? But it's just like, I think it could be better. I'm just saying that, you know?
Absolutely.
And
It can be said for anyone, as far as any certain.
I'm wearing the Virgo t-shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm a California native, you know, so obviously, like, I could say certain shit because I'm probably just bored of it, or I'm probably just, you know, like, you know, like, I remember once, you know, Gil, you telling fucking, you sound so spoiled, you know, like, you're so privileged, and I was just like, fuck, dude, I never thought about it like that, but I guess you're right, you know, like shit, dude.
At least coming from a perspective of somebody who wasn't born and raised out here and stuff like that, you know,
Yeah.
like someone who's come from a very different upbringing where they were basically taught that if you don't, you know, fall into place here and, you know, Tetris piece yourself right in the line and get yourself out of the way as soon as possible, basically. And as far as like putting yourself in your place and getting your job and finding your woman and just, you know, settling down and never leaving and all that shit, just, you know, then you're not going to amount to anything in the world, because that's the world to them, is that one space right there. And like, so just coming from such a closed-minded kind of like having blinders on kind of upbringing, you know, to having the ability to take those blinders off and not get yelled at for it for once.
Yes.
It's such a breath of fresh air. And I mean, it sounds like Northern California is equally like that, just on a much more human level, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good way of putting it. Like it
Like, I
doesn't
don't
sound
wanna-
like there's all the tall buildings and bullshit like
Yeah,
that
I mean,
that
like,
we
it's
put
just-
up with here.
what I personally think,
Besides
you know,
the
it's not just to
rent.
suck their dick, you know,
Yeah.
because like I personally love that area, you know. It sucks that it's really expensive to even live there and shit, you know, but it really has anything in it. But you know, like, what I'm trying to say is that yeah, Northern California might be awesome, you know, like, and everything, but I think it's because they just have so little to do that they focus on just one thing, and it's just like they're badasses.
They're passionate.
You know, like,
Yeah.
they're super fucking passionate about it. You know, but I mean, like, if there's anything to learn from like what we're saying, it's not like, oh, Northern California is better than Southern California, or, you know, like,
New
LA
England sucks and LA's the best.
yeah, like,
or
it's not,
anything like
it's,
that.
no, it's not that, it's that,
New England sucks.
And LA's the best.
is that, you know, like, everybody should try to do this exercise, and if you don't, like, who gives a shit, you know, you don't, you have free will, like, go suck a dick, you know, whatever, you know, but, like, everybody should try to at least, you know, like, I do this all the time, and, you know, like, I know everybody that I know does it too, so I don't really have to worry about them, you know, but, like, I mean, if you're really worried about the world being shitty, then maybe you should try to do this, you know, but, like, what you should do is you should try to meet somebody that you don't know that is not the same as you are. That simple. And
Reach
just, yeah, that's it. You know, that's
Truth bombs.
That's it. You know, like, and if you do that at least every day, or like once a month or whatever, or like at least just like try it once in a while, like literally you'll hear something that you've never heard before. You'll experience something that you probably never experienced before, and you'll just feel more like, kind of like brain fucked in the way that it just
Brain sexed.
like certain things.
Because brain
you know,
fucked
like,
sounds violent or
Brain-
sounds negative.
brain-
Sexed is like
you're going to get
"Ooh,
a big
ooh."
fucking cock of truth up your ear now.
You know, no, but it's good.
passionately
It's like
embraced.
yeah, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
get
get
brain
truth.
loved.
You're gonna get truth all over. like
Marvin
skeeted.
Gaye's gonna start playing. It's gonna be.
And R. Kelly's
if not, if that's not your shtick, then
Or
maybe
R.
it's
Kelly.
very white. I mean, but who doesn't love that song? It's definitely one of those like stereotypical like this needs to go in this part of the movie.
No, it's gonna be
that
like,
song.
If you brain sex like I brain sex, come on.
When you mean by somebody different, like what do you mean by different?
Well, I mean by somebody that's
Someone
not
who's
like
outside
you.
of your exact same like sociological grid.
Yeah.
Someone who's outside your status. Someone who's younger, older, the gender, the orientation, the
religion,
blah blah.
But what's the challenge?
You have three. They have three legs, and you have two legs, and whatever.
What's the challenge of it? To be open to allowing them to enter your world.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because you live in this, like for instance, you live in an apartment, you have neighbors, obviously. That doesn't mean that you know them. That doesn't mean that you will ever interact with them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that any single one of them might be somebody that's, has a badass fucking story to tell, that has something, like really interesting in there. Like you will never know unless you branch out. Doesn't mean you're gonna fucking be like, hey, you wanna come over to my place and watch TV? It's like, no, like you're not gonna Netflix and chill with your fucking, like with anybody like that. Like, no, you're not doing that. But at least like a simple like, hey, how's it going? Like, what's up? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not a fucking like therapist, and I'm not trying to like be one, and I'm not trying to like be a fucking new age speaker or anything. But I'm just saying, like, if you are open to differences, and if you are open to stepping outside of your circle, outside of your comfort zone, for just a little bit. Just a little bit.
That's the important term.
To use. Exactly, yeah.
Step out of your comfort zone, out of your safety circle.
Yeah. And not saying to go and do dangerous things.
No, absolutely not.
Because obviously you have common sense. Everybody has common sense, and if you don't, go fucking get it. It's free.
Yeah.
But...
Try it anyway.
Well, that's like telling someone to get talent. Like, not everyone,
Get
good.
good.
We can't. We don't have control over it.
It's. I'm sorry, but like, there's certain things that you could hold people's hand, and there's other things that's like, you know what? No, fuck you. Like,
everybody needs to learn.
You don't know how to
at some
javelin,
point in their
bitch.
life.
yeah.
And if it takes them being let go to figure out how to fly, then you need to let them go.
Oh.
And it's a sad thing, but I've recently come to that point with some people in my life.
How-
And I've had to accept that as a fact.
But Gil, I want to stay your friend.
Well,
Please.
You're not going anywhere yet. You're good.
Yeah.
Keep up the good
now.
work. That's that.
Yeah,
you
past that
got a
bird.
good solid 9. You got a good solid 9 out of 5.
Ah, that's such a nice way to phrase it. That's great.
Well, I mean, like, I remember going to high school and being in the multicultural school, and I've told this to Brandon like many times because I that's just how much I enjoy it. But like being exposed to seeing people praying, in the middle of class and pulling out their like I'm so shitty at this, but like pulling out their prayer mats and
Facing Xenu.
facing Mecca, and it's just like instead of laughing at it or just being like, what the fuck, like what the hell is this? And I mean, I appreciate, like, I didn't care if I was late to class if I just like stood for a bit and just like
Appreciated a little bit of culture in your life. That was actually one of my favorite classes in Catholic school, ironically enough, was world religion. Like, that was actually the one year that I think I actually passed a scripture class, was doing world religion, because it was interesting to me. I liked learning about religions that weren't the one that I was literally, like, force-fed my entire childhood life.
It's like bowing or a handshake. It's like it's an agreed upon custom that a whole culture of people have agreed upon. With like, this is how we connect with this kind of a situation. This is how we that, and yeah.
It's learning that concept. To answer your initial question, in a long way.
it all goes back.
I'm too stoned to remember what the question.
Just what he meant by his statement in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not that like complicated. I mean, like, it's some people might hate that, like, hearing that, like, that things aren't that complicated, or, like, but it's just like,
They're really not. Like, if Dre really
you watch
wanted
NASCAR, you drink beer, you go to bed. It ain't that critical.
If Dre wanted to change the way things were in Compton, he could have like 20 times by now.
That's what our.
You know, and I'm sorry for calling Drea. Please don't send a hit on me. Whatever. You know? I'm just saying, you know, like it's a culture, yeah, and it's, you know, that's their life and that's what they were brought up with, and yeah, but like, what did Michael Jackson say in that fucking one song of his? I'm looking at the man in the mirror. You knew exactly what I was going for. Yeah. How are you going to expect the, you know, culture that you wish was better to change if you're not going to make it any better?
Gonna suck on a dick and make that change. Keep change, motherfucker.
I'm so sorry. A lot of weed, like 20 hits on 2 pipes.
20
Jesus
hits?
Christ.
You think that's all you've done?
How many fucking what?
Plus wax.
You mean I'm not white?
Yeah.
Richard Pryor in 2 Stoned, rated NC-13.
NCAA.
That's a rating Burt
QVC.
Mental made up. The guy who, fuck him, he doesn't exist, I guess. Fuck it.
Sure does.
No, which I say because we're not even saying our
TVY.
own. We're not even saying our own surnames. I don't know if
TVY7.
I don't know if he'll be pleased. I don't know if he'll be like, "Hey, you took my intellectual name property," or if he'll be like, "Thank you for plugging." It could go either way.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
You know, we'll find out.
Actually, what's gonna happen is he's not on the internet.
That's
He's
just
Amish.
what I mean.
He doesn't
See,
fucking
like,
know.
At this point,
He listens to 8 tracks. I don't know what he does. He doesn't. If you're not on Facebook, then you're never gonna hear.
and you know, worst comes to worst, we get some flack for it, we pull it. You know.
I love
That's
you,
it.
Bert.
Sorry.
I like talking about Pacino with you until 10 in the morning when we shot the night before the thing.
No, yeah, but I mean,
No, don't make me get more hot. I'll become
Speaking of
I'll become racist.
I mean, speaking of shooting, like I am really looking forward to us shooting next weekend, the final episode of the Cold Killer Files, season 1, running. You know,
Oh yes, that's right.
The continuation.
Which you don't get to see for a while, so Coolio Jets, hypothetical.
Yeah, just because we're talking about it doesn't fucking mean you're gonna see it like the following week. Like
You gotta wait for Santa Claus, bitch.
Yeah, my friends who keep asking me about all the stuff I've been in that I keep talking about.
Oh shit!
only
No,
one
dude.
editor.
The next episode is Driver with
The
Gil
next
as the title
episode
character.
is actually
That's-
going
that's
to have
coming
me in
next.
It. That's right, all
Yeah.
of you 2 people
And he's
that
thanked-
might actually hear this.
And he's thank you'd in the end credits
We'll
of the
see
movie
who
that's coming out
actually
from
is
Phobophobia
loyal.
Productions. And so is Beth. We fixed it. She's thanked in the credits now too at the end.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
for anybody that gives a shit, yeah, we're gonna have a movie coming out, Morning Woods. It's not a porno, although you know.
It's a PG-13.
Unless you re-edit it for us and then send us the footage, and then we'll upload
Oh, dear.
your porno
Oh, dear.
for you. That way you don't get in trouble with your mom.
You can animate it yourself on
Yeah,
Flash if you want.
Just send some fuzzy footage of your
Just
cock.
do it.
God
Just do
damn
it
it.
after
Yeah.
school.
No, it's
in
a
the
PG.
computer lab.
It's a
But you didn't hear that
PG-13
from
free
me.
online movie, wacky schmackety comedy
Don't
for
worry your name
for
on
the
this.
people, for all of the people.
No, but like literally, like this. I mean, it was a blast working with this group of individuals.
Yeah.
Very, very talented,
These particular individuals.
and it's always a blast working with people that love creating content and aren't so worried about like getting paid and stuff. And not that getting paid is bad or anything.
Oh, getting paid is
You know,
awesome.
like awesome. Like yes, who does not like
Goddamn.
fucking eating or paying their bills
So
and
many
shit.
things can stand in your way, like self-respect, and I find that's a trap. I think you should just make things with homophobia production.
Yeah, like I mean, everybody has to start somewhere, obviously, and I love that Phobophobia Productions. For anybody that does not know who the fuck we are a small, independent, no budget production. Like literally, when I mean no
Literally
budget,
zero
we
budget.
have no budget. Like we have only one person doing everything, producing everything, and
You
we
should
all
send
love
us
her.
money.
Yeah, I mean, like if you really give a shit, send us money, and I mean,
seriously.
like nudes are not gonna be denied, but I mean, send at least a copy of your ID with it, so we won't get in
Please.
trouble.
So we know whether it's legal to masturbate to it?
No, so that we know whether
I-
it's legal or not to sell on the internet.
Oh
Yes,
dear.
exactly.
Okay, that's the shady
For the money that they
thing
should
we're
have fucking
saying.
sent us in the first place,
Yeah.
you fucking hacks.
Exactly.
Get jobs
First place.
instead of webcams.
I mean, we'll take pennies, dude. I mean, come on, man. Like, if you could pay for Netflix, Hulu, and like Vimeo, come on, dude. But But anyways, that's like we don't really.
If
we
you
don't
can buy
really-
cigarettes, you can buy anthology horror
Shameless
in the
plug.
classic format. Shyamalan is fucking it all up with Tales from the Crypt and being like, hey, we're going to do season-long arcs. That's the way it's like American Horror Story, because the entertainment industry only can conceive of making something that is exactly like the thing that came out yesterday. Fuck that shit. We're bringing it back classic style. It's on. It's going to keep coming on. Phobophobia Productions, The Cold Killer Files. That's cold with a K. So watch that shit today. You gotta watch it. You like your horror. You like your creepish meepies. It's good times, and you,
Yeah, but I mean,
you
like,
watch that shit.
don't like. This is not just us fucking trying to suck our own dicks. Like literally, like
Oh, I'll
support-
suck it all day.
like support every
Best
single
type
other
boy ever.
independent artist as well. You know, like we have who is he? Fuck, dude, like I suck.
Ed
at
Von
names.
Dead?
No.
Cecil Queef?
No, other productions that we know.
The only name I can think of is somebody who you, like, indirectly have the mask guy.
Yeah.
The guy who it's not his fault. But
I mean, like George, like
filmmakers that we know or famous.
Well, like the whole point is that, like, without naming any names, because I guess we didn't really plan on this, and we're kind of like way too stoned to think about anything. But like, just support other independent filmmakers. You know, like the whole reason why we started our production was because we got tired of people not wanting to work with us because we didn't pay them or because we didn't have like certain equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not trying to say we're the best, because we're not. There's other people that are better, that will be better, but we're
not necessarily
We are the
trying
most-
to even be the best.
We
We're
are the
just
most
trying to
us. That's what we offer to the universe. We are the most us
be. Mhm.
of anybody. No one is more us than
Yeah,
us.
'cause I mean, like, we're not trying to get money. Like, seriously, like, we're just fucking
Even
playing
if it
with you
only
guys. Yeah, like,
gets as far as close personal friends and family members and shit like that.
yeah.
Like, that's as far as it needs to go.
I wanted to
You
go
know?
to strangers because
I wouldn't
loved
mind
ones
it getting
that feels
found
too.
out by
Yeah,
strangers.
That feels too
and
needy
this
of
goes
me
out,
to
I mean, and this goes
have
out to
to
every
It's not
Right.
even about being needy. It's just about just not even being recognized, even, but being acknowledged as you still exist and good for you. And you're still out there living your dreams, doing your thing. And I haven't heard from you in months, so I'm glad to see
I
that
got
you're
one.
doing well. You know? What I mean?
Yay!
Okay, yeah, I'll trade you.
No, and I mean, like,
Wait, the people who have talked to you about things that you've acted in that we've all done
Mhm.
together,
Yeah.
did you tell them about anecdotes? I know that's like a million years ago.
I've told them a million times at least. I feel like I have, but you never know. This one person that
3
I
years
brought
from
up
now,
earlier,
3 years from now, you will get a Facebook message response that goes, "Oh, that's cute." Like that's what fucking happens. You send shit to people because they have a hashtag that says like, "I love Evil Dead 2," and you say, "Hey, Evil Dead 2 inspired this webisode or this short film or web series," and it's the thing that you made, and then you send it to them 3 years later. They can watch it and go, "Oh, I I swear to
Yeah.
God, it can
No,
take that
I-
long sometimes."
I've had it happen with certain female friends of mine, and possible new relationships, where like a guy will comment on one of my female friends' photos or something from like 5 years ago that I liked back when they posted it or some shit like that.
yeah, but I mean, like, the whole point of me saying that is, like, we're not expecting any money. We don't want any money. Like, we're gonna create.
we want it.
We wouldn't
like,
mind
if
it.
we
It
wouldn't
would be
be-
nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would be nice, but like, we're gonna keep creating content as long as we possibly can. And we have a lot of stuff in the editing room that still needs to come out. So I mean, like, we're always working.
We're definitely going to be working like a human factory, pumping out
Widgets.
delicious, bloody horror and psychological, just giant question marks to get slapped in the face with
and,
for days.
and obviously practical
So
effects.
just keep holding your breath.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously practical effects are, like, they're not cheap, and like this goes out for a certain somebody, like bladder effects are not cheap.
Eddie Winters.
Yeah, but so like, I mean, if you really must like, be intrigued to keep asking us, like when anything's gonna come out, it's like, honestly, like the best way you could help out, like the same way as helping out any other production or any other individuals, like donations.
Like and follow, donate.
Especially like a like or a follow, or tell your friends like, hey, check out the Cold Killer Files, like, and just like little by little, because
If you want to smell my panties, you gotta send money. That's all that is.
Sure.
I personally
Send
started.
$15 or more, and I will send you a pair of panties from my personal collection.
Yeah.
That's what we become. We become a reverse Tom Jones.
Scared Spliff podcast.